We're going to look at the maintenance of a W&H high-speed handpiece. It's very important that this is cared for and maintained correctly to increase its longevity. Firstly, when holding the handpiece, make sure you've got a good grip of it. If that drops, the wall of the head is very thin and it can get dented very easily. Now, from time to time we can ream the head out, but if it's too badly dented, the handpiece is more or less beyond repair. Again, when you're sending the handpiece in for repair, make sure that it's individually wrapped if you're sending in more than one handpiece, because if they bang and clatter together during transit, they can become dented and badly scratched. So the first thing we want to do is apply lubricant oil to this handpiece to remove as much dirt and debris from the head as we can. What happens is, if we have a build-up of debris inside the head, it causes a build-up of heat around the bearings. That causes them to fail prematurely. Okay, so we don't want that happening. So first of all, take a good quality lubricant oil and shake it vigorously. This mixes the propellant gas and the oil inside. Now this device is called an easy oil, and you can lubricate up to 3 different high-speed connections with this if you have more than one connection in your practice. You also have a contra-angle nozzle, and you also have a nozzle for spraying into the chuck of the handpiece. So this handpiece obviously has a W&H connection. So as you can see here, this is etched W&H, so we can't mix that up. Apply the handpiece to the nozzle, and the can of oil should be sitting on a level surface again, so that we don't get the propellant gas out first. This causes contamination issues, and we want to prevent those as much as possible. So what you should see here, now normally you will have this covered in when you're spraying, but I want you to see that the spray should be coming out the back cap and also at the where the burr enters there. So apply a little bit of pressure to the end of the head, so that just if there is a bad connection here, it doesn't blow off and damage the handpiece. You want to be spraying for 4 to 6 seconds. I know it seems a long time, but it's very important that we get a build-up of pressure inside the head, which will turn the cartridge inside there and again break down as much dirt and debris as possible. So hopefully you'll be able to see the spray coming out of the back cap. And you should also be able to hear the impeller turning inside the head. Now, we want to see clean oil on the tissue paper. If it's not clean, you need to repeat that process, because that's the dirt being removed along with the oil. So take the handpiece off the can of oil and just clean off any excess oil there. Next, once per week you should be oiling the chucking mechanism where the burr enters. Now the idea of this is, if you imagine that's your chucking mechanism and the handpiece represents the burr, if we get any dirt or debris stuck between any of these jaws, it's not going to be able to grip the burr very tightly, and you've lack of burr retention. So to prevent that happening, again, shake your can of oil, level surface, and this only needs 1 little spray of oil. Now, once you've that done, take a TP brush and pass it back and forth through the chuck where the burr enters. Again, that should be coming out perfectly clean. If there's any dirt on that, spray it off with a bit of oil or clean it off with your tissue paper and redo it. Again, that should only be done once per week. Again, clean that down. What you could do then is run the handpiece up just for a couple of seconds to expel any excess oil that's contained within the handpiece. If you do have glass optics, it's just a matter of taking a cotton bud and a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and giving it a little rub to clean the end of it. If you have, you can also clean in around the bottom here, just to clean any dirt or debris out of where the coupling would enter as well. If you have any problems with water blockages in the handpiece, take a little piece of fine wire, and you'll notice there's generally 1, 3, 4 or 5 holes around where the burr enters there. Those are your spray ports. Just go round one by one and insert the wire and give it a little wriggle about. So you're going around each one of those, and basically that's to try and open up that hole. If there is any debris in there, it's basically to push the dirt out of the way. If that is unsuccessful, you will have to send the handpiece in, because there are lots of little O-rings fitted inside the head. Those can become flattened and become frayed, and that can also block the ports. So you might have no option but to send it in for repair. So that's how easy it is to lubricate your handpiece. If you're doing that regularly, and say after every use and doing the chuck once a week, your handpiece should be lasting at least 12 months before having to come in for repair.